Look, if you keep telling sellers how great you are as an agent or how successful you are, you're going to lose a lot of listings. And look, I know in real estate, it's kind of the thing when you start doing marketing to tell people that you're number one, you're the neighborhood specialist. I've sold 5,000 homes. I give to charity. I love dogs. There was some lady I remember in my area that would say, I'm the fairy godmother of real estate. Look, here's the thing. Nobody cares about that bullshit. Nobody cares about you. And look, I fell into this exact same trap myself. I was an experienced marketer. I had studied direct response marketing way before I ever got into real estate. It's almost 40 years now. I studied all the greats. I knew what to do, but when I got into real estate, I just thought I'm going to be a little bit, well, coachable. And that was really the dumbest move I could have made because I sat down with my broker. And I remember the very first thing he did, he sat me in a cubicle. And the guy gave me a stack of cards and he said, send these out to your sphere of influence. So I just took a stack of company cards, hand wrote my name on them, and I sent them out. And I said, first of all, sphere of influence, if those are supposed to be people that I'm going to influence, you don't want them in the car trying to buy homes because they can't. They're probably at home drinking beer or they're smoking dope. I was 22 years old. That was the reality of it. Most of them weren't out building a career like I was. I was into sales. They were into sitting around on the couch and eating popcorn and whatever else they could stuff in their mouth. Right? It was young kids. So I thought, I'll do it. I did it. I got exactly one call. It was a friend of my mother's who told me about her real estate career and got me locked into this big, hour-long conversation that just further wasted my time and my progress. Then my broker gave me these brokerage standard marketing pieces, where it was postcards, it was flyers, it was letters, it was scripts, and a listing presentation. And all it talked about was, how we are the biggest and best brokerage in the area, as opposed to the 50 other ones within a 10 square miles here, right, who are all incidentally telling people the exact same thing. So I think people are smart enough to know that most of that is BS and nobody really is number one. And frankly, they don't care anyway. So what I want you to understand, if you want to get people to pick up the phone and call you, you simply have to find out what they want, and then you have to tell them that you're uniquely qualified to deliver exactly what they said they wanted right back to them. And that starts out with one critical step here. It's finding out what they want. Notice I'm using the word want, not what they need. Okay, we always sell on wants first. We give them what they need later. So while they might need a great agent, I doubt if you surveyed 100 people and said, hey, what is the ultimate great thing that you want out of this sale, that any of them are going to say, oh, I want the neighborhood specialist, I want the number one agent, I want this, I want that, I want the one that gives a charity. That's not it. They care about themselves. It's the oldest adage in direct response marketing, WIFM, what's in it for me? You see, sellers care about one thing, themselves. They don't care for this ego and me marketing about you. It has to be about them. This world is run on personal interest, whether you like it or not. And when you learn to play off of that and you learn to write marketing that clearly conveys to them the great benefit that they get when they list their house with you, that's when you become that proverbial agent at the top of the hill that people will line up for miles to do business with because you've got what they want. Now, how do you find out what they want? Well, there are two ways. You bluntly can just ask these people what they want. You literally can ask it. There's a specific way that we do this. And if you want to see how I do it, you can just go to comelistmebook.com and just grab a copy of my book. And I explain it all in great detail. There's a less preferred way, but also an effective way, which is we do some data analysis. So you can look at trends in your marketplace. You could say, for instance, that houses now are sitting on the market and now the prices are dropping. So it might go from, hey, people were, all they care about is a fast sale. A high price sale. It might be now, hey, we want to sell fastest. That's what's keeping us laying awake in bed at night. We want to sell fastest so that we get the most money. So we rearrange the wording. One little shift in wording in your marketing makes all the difference in a hero or zero campaign. Then you just take what they've told you and you spit it back to them in a headline that says, hey, I'm going to give you that what you told me you wanted in the first place. And I want you to just think about how easy this is. When you know what somebody actually wants, isn't it a lot easier to sell it to them? Let me give you a kind of a weird example. If you wanted a new Mercedes and you go to the Mercedes lot and this Nicest guy in the world comes out, suit and tie, looking great. He brings ice cream for the kids. He brings you and the spouse a couple glasses of champagne, and he's carrying the bottle around with him. He could walk you around for 3 hours showing you black Mercedes. You'd be drinking glass after glass of that champagne, and you're never going to buy anything because he never bothered to ask what he wanted. He's doing a great job as a salesperson, but he never asked what you wanted. He's doing a great job at being nice. But now you can have the rudest guy in the world come out and say, look, it's 2 minutes to close. Why are you guys here? You know we were closing. I got a football game I got to watch. And you say, I want a red S-Class. And he says, oh, I got one hidden behind the car wash. You'll buy that car. So my point is, you don't even have to be a great salesperson at doing this. You just have to know exactly what people want, and you just got to have that to give to them. Once you do that, all you got to do now is write a great CTA, call to action, on your marketing piece that tells them precisely how to get it. And you've got to give them 2 ways, minimum 2 ways of getting a hold of you and getting information. So you've got to have a non-threatening way, a very direct way. Call me now at this number. Boom. Those are your come list me calls. People are ready to go. Then you've got to have a non-threatening way of them getting information. Generally today, we're going to direct them to an AI system that can have 2-way conversations like a human being with them. That's available to really all of us here today. It's very, very simple to use as well. And you let that nurture them and then bring them in. It creates a massive pipeline of people who are ready to list with you because you've told them that you have what they want while everybody else has said, I'm the greatest. So you can keep doing the ego marketing. You can keep talking about me, me, me. You can keep telling everybody about all your awards and certifications and your #1 status and how great you are and how you beat everybody in town. And you can continue to get miserable results on your marketing. Or you could just find out what people really want. You can craft marketing messages that tell them you're uniquely qualified to give them exactly what they told you they wanted in the first place, and then give them a call to action that gives them 2 ways minimum of getting that information from you. I guarantee you it will transform your entire business, your listings will explode, and the real estate game will change for you forever. So now, if you want to learn how to quickly uncover what sellers really are wanting in your marketplace, so you can write messages that get them chasing you, just watch this video and I'll walk you through the entire process step by step.